know, Paul is a bold guy. I mean, he's not bold, but he is bold. And in the last several days, we're looking at his story about his mission, going through all these different cities and being persecuted. But he's speaking the word of God boldly. So we see Paul was preaching in front of these protesters. He's speaking the truth against people who stoning him. However, Paul still person. And there was a day he feel that he get all these things enough. You know what? I will go to this Gentile and I'm gonna left all these religious guys over. And you know what? I'm down with that. It's not me saying that, it's Paul saying that in Acts chapter 18 verse 6. And yeah, maybe that can be you. So are you sometimes just feel that enough to evangelize sometimes? Are you sometimes because people were not open and you just gave up this campus, you just gave up this city, you just gave up this region? Are you? Let's look at what God evaluated this thing. In the Bible, the book of Acts chapter 18 verse 9. One night the Lord spoke to Paul in vision. Do not be afraid, keep on speaking, do not be silent. That's pretty interesting words. So what do the Lord preach to Paul? Well, here, Lord was talking about, hey, do not be afraid. When Paul started to give up on these guys, God say, keep on speaking, do not be silent. Well, is that nowadays, Lord was talking to you, the same thing. I have an example I want to share. So I have been going back to Beijing with my family already 3 times as I become Christian. And in the first several times, in the first time and the second time, I was talking everything about my life in Australia except the Christian life. Even to the point when my mom is asking me that, hey, how's the church activity? What are you doing in church? I'm really curious. And I always shift that topic to another side. I just say, hey, Mom, today's weather is pretty hazy. In Beijing, it's quite common. But I always shift that question. I always shift that to another perspective because I know that they won't believe, they won't accept the word of God. However, sometimes I just been really, really judgmental. Sometimes I just been really, really putting my thoughts in front of other people. So after I was going to the USA, after I came back from the USA, I was talking with several Christian families, and I was saying, hey, how do you make your mom become Christian? How do you make your dad become Christian? How do you make your family become Christian? And their answer is, it's not easy. And it takes decades to slowly transform them from that false religion, false doctrine. And I was like, hey, what does it take? And they taught me about, hey, why? You need boldness. You need, every single time you need speak in front of them and do not be silent. That's what I take. So at third time, I decided to speak that boldly to my parents that I'm a Christian, and it's really out of my expectation. My mom started to wondering what's going on in Christian, because she was never being reached out by any Christian in Beijing at any time. And this year is really amazing to see she even going to the Hong Kong church and with me, and I was showing her everything and every Christian around in Hong Kong. So that's something I'm being really, really grateful for. So I believe God here has not let Paul silent for a reason. God God is using his mouth to save his city in Acts chapter 18 verse 10. But how about you? Maybe God is using your mouth to save your family, maybe save your friends. So do not keep silent, keep on speaking, keep on speak out the word of God, and let God's plan fulfill on you and in front of you.